My earliest memories of cooking for myself has to be when I was around 9 or 10 years old, and then came learning to barbecue my freshman year in high school. The word barbecue in Spanish is barbacoa, and barbacoa is traditionally made with beef cheeks. But today I'm putting a spin on it. I'll be searing some brisket meat chunks, then fitting the grill with a smoker box full of post oak wood chips. We'll let those brisket pieces absorb some of that smoky goodness on the top rack, then we'll make a braising sauce of guajillo peppers, onion, garlic, and nor bouillon. Then we'll braise the brisket in our braising sauce until it's nice and tender. Shred it all up and serve it on a warm corn tortilla with some onions, cilantro, and Mexican crema. And that's what you call brisket barbacoa, and we're doing it here on Al Lunacy Cueing. Welcome back, my good people. As you saw in the intro, we are going to attempt to make some barbacoa out of some brisket. So I got me this trim brisket point from my local H-E-B supermarket, and this is 2.77 pounds in total. If there is any trimming we are going to do, it's going to be minimal. Taking out the point brisket, there's just a tag of fat on the meat side that I'll remove. That's it for that side, and on the fat side, all looks good, so we'll just cut the point into 2.5-inch strips. Looking at the inside, there's not much intramuscular fat, so I'm guessing that this is a select grade of brisket, but that's okay. We still have the fat side that will render fat. Now we'll cut these strips into cubes, and then we'll place them in a foil tray. Today we're using W sauce as a binder, and we'll work in all that binder into the meat chunks before we begin our seasoning. To season our meat, we'll be using the SanCon electric salt and pepper grinder. It has a setting on the bottom to decide how coarse you want your seasoning. There's a battery version and a USB rechargeable version, and you just press the buttons on top to grind your salt and pepper. All done here, let's go outside to fire up the pit. Look at that broil zone. I just turned it on. Lowest point of these two burners on the right, we're just a little bit below 300. See if I can catch this on camera. So I do have the burner right here, almost halfway. But if you can see that the heat is on this side and most of the smoke is escaping on that end, you'll see that the heat kind of rotates the smoke and it goes over to where the meat's at. And we've got the water pan right under there. You can see it a little bit there. See how the smoke gravitates to the left? The heat kind of, I guess the fumes from the propane is pushing up and moving the smoke over to the left. And as the smoke continues, we're going to just let this get, it's already an hour in that it's gotten smoke. We might do just an hour and a half. So as our brisket gets a little more smoke, we're going to start with our braising sauce. So in a pan, we have 4 guajillo peppers, 4 garlic cloves, and 1/3 of a medium onion. We'll heat them up in a pan so they release a little bit of their oils. Then we'll add some water to soften them up. Okay, this did cool off. So what I did is I put a little bit of beef broth in there. And the rest, I put about a heaping tablespoon of nor bouillon, chicken flavor with tomato. And these will go in the blender, and then we'll come out and put it in the braising liquid. You guys hear that rain? Yeah, so our smoke box about halfway burned, but I'm not waiting any longer. I'm going to go ahead and get our beef broth that we mixed with that bouillon on top. And then here we got the mixture of that guajillo peppers with the garlic and onion. I'm gonna throw this broth in, give it a shake, and then here we go. So I am gonna give it a taste in just a bit, but got my temperature probe. It's probably not gonna, maybe 120. I was right, 122. Sure. It got a little bit of smoke flavor in there. Let me put them in the aluminum tray and let's start braising these. This is the braising liquid. We got the two burners here on very low heat. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up with foil. Braise these seared, smoked pieces of brisket, and let's see what turns out, man. You can see the little bits and pieces of charred in. It looks good, guys. Okay, so 45 minutes in the braising liquid. I just want to show you guys real quick how it looks. Damn, it's pretty hot. Look at that. Beautiful. So let me turn these over real quick. They still feel a little bit tough, judging from just feeling them from the tongs. It's still going to need another hour, maybe hour and 15 minutes. Put this over. It's evening now, guys, and it looks like we're coming to end of our cook. Look how that looks. That's beautiful. Probing tender, 212. Man, that brisket barbacoa looks killer. Nightfall came early, guys, and it was time to shred this brisket. And when I shredded it, it was beautiful. Nice and tender brisket, not as fatty as regular barbacoa, so we added some of that braising liquid for additional flavors and moisture. Then we mixed it in, and you could see the chopped bits of pepper and smell all that other goodness that's in it. It was time to make me a taco, so I grabbed a warm corn tortilla and added some cilantro and onions. What surprised me was that although there was no smoke ring, the smoke flavor was present. I would guess that having the drip pan with the water underneath while I was using the smoke box was the reason for the pronounced smoke flavor. With the addition of Mexican crema, everything balanced out, but you could still taste the smoke, the kick of the peppers, the taste of the onion and garlic, the salt, pepper, and bouillon flavors, and the wonderful savoriness of the beef broth and the brisket, with all flavors complementing each other. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me on this one. If you have any questions before giving this a try, let me know in the comments. This recipe can easily transfer over to the stovetop and oven, your charcoal or offset smoker, or even do it like me on a propane grill. Hope you and yours are all doing well. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you on the next one.